Hello, my friend. I'm Dr. Anya Sharma, your ally for thriving as we age, knowing yourself, and loving the skin you're in. I'd like you to pause a moment. Picture this: you're entering a new chapter of life, maybe your 60s, 70s, or even 80s. You might have some grey hairs, maybe move a little slower, but something inside is stirring. A whisper, a question: what if I could still feel truly alive? Not just physically, but emotionally and intimately, too. Today, I want to invite you to a heartfelt conversation, one that men often avoid due to discomfort or silence. We're talking about the power of solo intimacy. Yes, self-care, self-touch, and reconnecting with your body. Before you shy away, let me be clear, there's absolutely no shame in honoring your emotional and physical needs. It's actually a powerful way to maintain your vitality and well-being. So, grab your favorite drink, find a quiet space, and lean in. You might discover something today that truly changes your life. And before we get started, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. I love seeing our community reach across cities, countries, and continents. If you feel uplifted at any point in this video, go ahead and tap the like button. It really helps others discover this safe space to grow and explore. Let's dive in. You see, your body isn't just getting older, it's evolving. It's communicating with you in new ways. One of the first changes men often notice is in their sexual function. Not because they've lost interest, but because the body isn't getting the stimulation it needs to stay vibrant and healthy. Sexual health is more than just erections. It's about healthy blood flow, tissue flexibility, and strong muscle function. When you enjoy regular arousal and gentle self-stimulation, maybe once or twice a week, you're keeping blood flowing to the penis, delivering vital oxygen, preventing tissue atrophy, and maintaining sensitivity. But when stimulation stops, blood flow decreases, and tissues can harden. Erections might become weaker or disappear altogether, not because you're too old, but because your body thinks it's no longer needed. I've worked with many men in their 70s, sharp, vibrant, full of life, who come to me feeling confused, embarrassed, and discouraged by these changes. And I tell them what I'm telling you now: use it or lose it. You don't need a partner to stay healthy. You need awareness. You need intention. And, most importantly, you need the courage to stay connected to your own body. So, I'd like to ask, when was the last time you truly listened to what your body needs? Let's talk about hormones, especially testosterone. It's not just the sex hormone. Testosterone supports your energy, your focus, your drive, and even your emotional well-being. Here's the science. Every time you experience arousal, even without climax, your body gets the message to keep producing testosterone. It's a positive feedback loop that says, I'm still here. I still need this. But when sexual activity stops, testosterone levels can drop, triggering a whole range of symptoms: fatigue, mood swings, loss of muscle mass, even depression. One of my patients, Samuel, 69, came to me feeling like a shadow of himself, exhausted, unmotivated, emotionally withdrawn. After reviewing his blood work, we found his testosterone levels were very low. With a few simple changes, including regular self-intimacy, light exercise, and better sleep, his levels improved within months. He told me one day, "Dr. Anya, I feel like I've woken up from a long sleep." Testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about your inner spark, and that spark is worth protecting. Now, let's talk about a small gland with a big impact: your prostate. The prostate produces fluid that needs to be released. If that fluid stagnates, it can lead to inflammation, discomfort, and a condition called chronic prostatitis, causing pelvic pressure, frequent urination, or unexplained lower back pain. One gentleman, a 67-year-old former architect, came to me with a dull ache in his groin. After ruling out more serious issues, we discovered his symptoms were due to inactivity and congestion in his prostate. He started gentle self-release once a week, and within 2 months, his pain had significantly decreased. Moreover, research from Harvard suggests that regular ejaculation may actually lower your risk of prostate cancer. So yes, this isn't just about pleasure. It's about prevention. It's about loving yourself enough to care for your most intimate body systems. Now, let's shift from the body to the heart. What happens when you stop touching, feeling, engaging, even with yourself? A part of you starts to fade. Your nervous system misses out on that wonderful rush of dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins that come with release, those chemicals that boost your mood, lower stress, and remind you that you're alive. I've talked with widowers, divorcees, and men who've simply fallen into a habit of neglect, who tell me, "Dr. Anya, I don't feel joy anymore. I don't even know where to begin." And I always say, begin with you. Solo intimacy isn't selfish. It's sacred. It's your personal space to reconnect, to feel without judgment, to remember that you matter. If you've lost your spark, if life feels dull, this simple act can be the first light in a powerful journey back to yourself. So, I ask you gently, when was the last time you felt truly alive in your own skin? I want to end today's discussion with something practical, a simple guide for those ready to begin, or begin again. Start small. Once or twice a week is plenty. Set the scene. Choose a private, safe space, maybe after a warm shower. Dim the lights. Play relaxing music. Let the space honor the moment. Use your senses. Explore what feels good without any pressure. No expectations, just curiosity. Focus on sensation, not climax. The goal is presence, connection, awareness. And if you feel unsure, embarrassed, or afraid, that's perfectly normal. Many people do. That's why we're having this open conversation, to replace shame with understanding. Let's explore a connection that's often overlooked, the link between intimacy and brain health. As we age, memory issues, mental fog, and slower thinking can become more noticeable. But what if I told you that regular solo intimacy can actually support your brain health? Here's how. When you engage in physical intimacy with yourself, your body releases dopamine, a key neurotransmitter linked to motivation, learning, and pleasure. Studies suggest that dopamine release helps strengthen neural pathways, supporting mental clarity and emotional regulation. Plus, the endorphins released during climax act as natural mood boosters and pain relievers. They lower cortisol, your stress hormone, which promotes better sleep, sharper focus, and greater emotional resilience. I had a patient, Mr. Alton, 74, a retired professor, who started practicing mindful solo intimacy just once a week. Within a few months, his stress levels decreased, his sleep improved, and he felt mentally sharper during conversations and while reading. This isn't magic, it's biochemistry. If you're struggling with forgetfulness, poor concentration, or feeling emotionally weighed down, don't underestimate the healing power of your own body. Your brain thrives on connection, even with yourself. So, I ask you, what part of your mind would you like to feel clearer or calmer? Let that guide your next step. Let's take a moment to talk about something very personal and vulnerable: loss. The loss of a partner, the loss of physical function, the loss of desire. Many men carry invisible grief over what they used to feel, how they used to perform, or who they used to share intimacy with. But here's the truth, your sexuality is still yours, even after loss, even after illness, even after decades of silence. Solo intimacy can be a bridge, a way to rebuild trust in your body, reclaim confidence, and gently explore pleasure without pressure. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to meet anyone's expectations. You simply need to show up for yourself with compassion. One of my older patients, Mr. Lewis, an 82-year-old widower, started this journey not out of lust, but out of loneliness. He told me, "I just wanted to remember what it felt like to be touched again, even if only by my own hand." 6 months later, his posture was better, his eyes were brighter, his heart was more open. You see, confidence doesn't come from performance. It comes from presence. Let me ask you, what's one aspect of your confidence you'd like to rebuild this year? You deserve to rise again, even in the most tender parts of your life. Finally, let's move beyond the biology and into the spiritual dimension. Your body isn't just a vessel. It's sacred ground, a temple of memory, breath, movement, and emotion. When you care for it with kindness and curiosity, even in intimate ways, you're not doing something wrong. You're being devoted to honoring the life within you, devoted to staying connected to joy, even when society tells you to fade into the background as you get older. For many, solo intimacy becomes a ritual of gratitude, a way to say, "Thank you, body. You are still worthy. You are still mine." It's a way to reclaim ownership of your experience and spiritual dignity after years of shame or silence. This is especially true for men who grew up in environments where touch was taboo, where expression was limited, where softness was mistaken for weakness. But let me tell you, as a doctor who's held the hands of countless men, it takes more courage to stay connected than to turn away. So, take a deep breath, place your hand on your chest, and simply say, "I am still here, and I am worth knowing." That alone is a sacred beginning. You are still whole, still powerful, still worthy. My dear friends, if you've stayed with me this far, I want you to know that this wasn't just a conversation about intimacy. It was a homecoming, a return to the truth that your body, your emotions, your desires, and your presence still matter deeply, completely, and without apology. In these 8 sections, we've explored the science, the soul, and the unspoken truths about self-intimacy after 60. We've discussed how it supports your circulation, protects your prostate, balances your hormones, and rewires your brain for clarity and calm. We've touched on loneliness, grief, and confidence, and how even the simplest private moments can restore your spirit, piece by piece. But here's what I want you to remember most. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You are not too old to experience joy, curiosity, or connection. You are a living, breathing testament to resilience, wisdom, and quiet strength. And when you choose to embrace your body with kindness, when you choose to keep engaging with life instead of withdrawing from it, you're not just aging, you're thriving. You're saying, yes, I'm still here, and I deserve to feel alive. This, my friends, is what it truly means to age with grace, power, and freedom. So, what's next? Maybe tonight you take a moment to pause. Maybe you create a quiet ritual of self-respect. Maybe you sit with yourself and ask, what do I need to feel more like myself again? Whatever it is, start gently. Start honestly. Start with love. And if no one has told you this lately, let me be the first. You're doing better than you think. You're allowed to heal, and you're not alone. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a yes in the comments if this message resonated with you, or I'm ready if you're choosing to reconnect with your body in a new, compassionate way. Tell me what touched you the most. Was it the science, the emotions, or the story of someone like you rediscovering their light? And if you'd like more videos like this on senior intimacy, emotional well-being, or body wisdom, subscribe now and join our growing community of courageous people choosing to thrive. I'm Dr. Anya Sharma, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you. Stay curious, stay whole, and above all, stay in love with your life. I'll see you in the next video.